Hey traders, so in this video, we're gonna talk about something you've probably experienced before, and that is, like me, getting stopped out. And the frustrating thing about it is only to see price take off in your original direction based on the plan that you have created prior or pre-market open. And if that sounds familiar to you, don't worry because it's not just bad luck, and it's actually how the market is engineered. Today, I'm going to show you why that happens and how institutions use liquidity to control price so you can start trading smarter and, of course, lessen the risk of getting trapped or stopped out. So let's start with a simple scenario we've all lived through. So, for example, based on this current price action, we're seeing that price in an obvious uptrend. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows, signaling that the market is in a continuous upside move. Now, we're already finished with this move, and right now you spot again the same pattern, just like this one, creating a potential breakout scenario again. Now, of course, referring to this move, this could potentially go again to the upside after we see a breakout of this level. So it's logical to take positions at this level, just waiting for the breakout, and of course, putting your stops behind the structure. Now you set your stop loss, your take profit in maybe times 2. Just double of your risk and your stops behind the structure. Well, it's logical to put your stop behind the structure because the premise is if price breaks out, we don't want to see price going back there again because the logic is it's on a breakout. Then after a few candles, you notice that oh man, my idea is not working according to my bias, according to what I'm seeing in the market, and probably the market would reverse now. And then afterwards, price just went to the upside. And what's frustrating about this one is you're already out of the game. You already got stopped out, and probably you're already beating up yourself because um, the concept is you're right. Your idea is right, was right. But after after price took out your stop loss, it just went to the upside, taking out your stop loss, and you just watching the charts, not knowing what to do. So the question is, why does this happen? It comes down to one word. Actually, it's liquidity. So what do we mean by liquidity? It's about orders. Other words for liquidity is orders. Of course, participating in this breakout is not only you who is in the market at that moment. So there's actually a lot of you who's sitting at that breakout level with all your stops just behind that structure. So of course, we also have big players in the market that want to get in the action or the price action. They won't be able to place their orders at this level because the orders at that level are actually thin. So it's not enough for them to get a fill. So usually, like the whales, they don't go to a certain area just for one fish. They don't actually go to a certain location just for one fish. They actually go on a certain location where there is a cluster of fish, a school of fish where they can get their fill. Same goes in the markets. They are also looking for a cluster of orders where they can get their fill. So like for example, if they're looking for a 1 billion order, or of course buy order, they can't get their fill at this level. And of course, they need to look for an area where this 1 billion orders might get filled. So what are their potential areas? Probably some of their orders, a portion of this buy order has already been filled at this level, but of course they need to engineer the market for them to fill the rest of their orders, which can be found, of course, another area is at that level. And that level is looking, of course, attractive for institutions because that is the level where a lot of stop loss are clustered in. So markets don't move because of patterns, they move because of where the orders are. So the institutions are looking for these kinds of level, the support and resistances, breakouts, double tops and bottoms, areas where you would obviously put your stop loss. And this brings us to the big mindset gap between the retail and smart money. So usually, the retail mindset is price is already gearing up to a breakout. So what are the retail mindset tells us? Buy the breakout. But the institution mindset is this is a perfect scenario where they will engineer the market to trap the traders at this level, reverse the market, get their stop loss, and of course, probably there are short players at that level. So if the short players are at this level, taking the short at the breakdown, where do you think the stop loss will be placed? Of course, just behind this level. That's why the same mindset goes to when the support is holding. The retail mindset says support is holding, so let's just keep buying at that level, at this level. And the institutional mindset is let's sweep the stops below the support first before we go to the certain direction. So those are the simple or examples of a retail mindset, how the retail mindset works versus the institutional mindset. Now, of course, institutions aren't trading the patterns. They're actually trading the orders of the traders that is currently sitting in levels that are obvious, of course, in the institution perspective. Now, let's talk about something you really need to watch for. What are liquidity pools? So liquidity pools are a cluster of stop loss and pending orders. Smart money actually targets these zones to fill their large orders. The obvious liquidity pools are just behind a support and resistance. Other liquidity pools are just behind previous session, previous session high and low, previous day's low, and of course the high. We also have big clusters of stop loss or orders at previous week's high and low and month's high and low. But in a day trading perspective, these two are actually what really matters. So if you're hiding your stop behind where everyone else does, you're basically volunteering to be the liquidity. So just like the case that we have created here, you traded a breakout and your stop loss is in the at that level, and of course you are volunteering to be a liquidity at that level. So why price reverses after you enter? Now think about what happens right after you enter. Thousands again of traders buying the same breakout, stops clustered in the same area, and institution sweeps the zone, trigger stops, reverses, and actually the breakout wasn't the move. It was the bait. This is not the real move. The real move started after price took out all the orders, then pushes up. So how do we start thinking differently? This is the things that you need, or the questions that you need to ask yourself. Where is the liquidity sitting? In this case, where do you think is the liquidity sitting? Who is trapped? Where would smart money want to enter in the market? Now, the key mindset shift here is trade where the traps are sprung, not where they are set. So in this case, before you trade breakouts, observe first what price will do at those levels, at the support and resistances. Wait for a few candles and maybe assess if they're willing to break out or break down. So in this case, a breakout, and price shoot down and it failed to break down again. After failing to break down, price created a sideways range at that level and price just broke off to the upside. Now, how institutions move price. This is what we call, I'm going to show you the model that many smart money concepts trader are using, and this is the AMD model. So let me show you a simple model that explains how institutions move price using the AMD. Now, AMD stands for accumulation, M stands for manipulation, and lastly, D is distribution. Usually what we're going to do is we always want to wait for price to go on a sideways range. We wait for price to test the resistance or the support because probably these levels will get manipulated. Once price tests those levels, we then assess if it's willing to break down or break out. If price is not willing to go to a certain direction and gives you a signal of a reversal, just like this one, we then can look for opportunities in favor of where the reversal is coming from. So in this case, this one. So after price created the accumulation, did the manipulation, now we ride the distribution. So this is the simple cycle that we could refer to so that we could lessen the risk of getting stopped out before the market goes to a certain direction. Let's look for other examples. In this case, we're going to look at this one. We also have a sideways range at that level. Yes, price actually had a successful breakout, but price wasn't able to sustain the move and took out the orders just behind this level. If you can see that wick at this level, took out the lows, then went to the upside. Another scenario here. Price broke out, took out the stops, not just once, not just twice, but multiple times before it took off. Other scenario, this one. This small sideways. It took out the low, then went to the upside. Same goes with this one. See how the institutions or the big players are engineering the market just for them to get in the market. They don't necessarily want to take you out in the market, but of course they want your orders so they can get filled. They can get their fills. Here's the one principle you need to take away from this. Price seeks liquidity before it seeks direction. So before you dive into the markets, before you play those breakouts, start thinking about where the stops are, not just where the price is going. Observe where would be the obvious liquidity get clustered in. Understand the trap so you won't get stopped out most of the time. And if this helps, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson.